This will be a short video about inserting a non-curtain wall door into a curtain wall system. And I'll use the American Life Building's front wall as an example, as a demonstration for all this. So we're going to wall, architectural, slide down the curtain wall types, and we're doing a storefront wall system. And as we know, that's 126 feet long. Look at that in 3D. Okay, the default system, I think, has 5 or 6 foot vertical spaces. We know that that wall is 14 foot from million to million. So we'll go into edit type, which is where we set these basic parameters. We'll say that the layout is going to be vertical, for the vertical grid will be a fixed distance apart, and that they'll be 14 feet apart. Apply. Okay. We'll get into a south elevation view. And we know 1, 2, 3, 4. This one right here is the middle, and this is where we'll be putting our 2 3-foot hinged person doors, and then the revolving door here. Let's do the person doors first. If you remember, we can't just draw with mullions. We need to create panels here. Take this big panel and cut it into 3 panels. So 1 for this door, 1 for the middle here, and 1 for the other door. So we're going to architecture, curtain grid, and we're just going to put 1 segment, not doing the whole thing, we're just doing it here. And we'll do it here. And I'll show you what we do to get those just the right size. What I want to have is between these two, I want to have 3 feet even. And if we see that these are 2.5 feet, 2.5 inches wide, so I want to have 3 feet plus 1.25 inches on this side, 1.25 inches on this side. So the whole thing needs from center line, from grid line to grid line, needs to be 3 feet 2.5. Basically, it's just the width of this plus the width of one of those. Pretty easy to remember. So put up a dimensioning tool, tab to there, tab to there, and it says it's 3 feet 1. Okay. So if you remember, I can't move the even if they're unpinned, I can't move mullions directly. They are located where the panels are. That's the critical dimension. So I'm going to go in and tab till I get to the panel edge, the grid line, which is what cuts the panels, the big panel into smaller panels. Pick the grid line, and then I can do that to 3 feet, 2.5 inches. And just to check, that means that from tab here to tab there is indeed 3 feet, which is what we want. The door will be entirely inside that. The doors take their dimensions from where the grid lines are. Okay, so we can get rid of those. Do the same thing over here. Tab, tab, tab. There's that. So I have to tab to pick that guy. So over this, tab, 3 feet 2.5. Okay, same thing. Actually, all 3 of these sills go. So let's get rid of them first. I'll pick that, unpin it, delete it. Pick that, unpin it, delete it. Pick that, unpin it, delete it. Okay, and the other video in class, we went through putting doors here into these guys. Now we need to basically get rid of this big panel right here and put in a wall that can take a revolving door. And let's just look at that in plan. If I just use a regular door, regular wall, sorry, and put a revolving door in it. Door, I've got to go load this here. Commercial door, revolving full glass metal door. That's the one that comes with the program. And then we need to pick a size. I'll pick the 7 foot by 7 foot one. And that can insert into a regular door, but it can't insert into a curtain wall. Okay, so we need to figure out a way to put this in this guy. So the gist of it is we need to cut a hole in the curtain wall into which we can put a piece of regular wall so we can insert the door into that. So I'm just going to go to south elevation. And to cut a hole in a wall, we just use the edit profile tool. There's the whole thing. We're just going to go, here's the hole that I want to cut. And to get rid of this down here, I'm going to slice it, just cut it, and then move its corners back to, move its endpoints back to there. Okay. So there's that. And now I have there's no wall in there at all. Okay, so I want to put this wall, a piece of this wall in here. See how that works? Use the wall tool. Let's get that into the south elevation view. Here, so there's that. And we could edit its profile just to truly make it clean that up so we don't have any little interferences up there, okay? And then we can go into 3D, and I'll use Create Similar, CS, and put it right there. Go into Plan, and center it up in there. Now what I want to do is I made this smaller, so when if I made it, if these are 8 feet and this was like 8 feet 6, when this comes in, this guy would get bumped up. So what I want to do is get into my elevation view again. See how tall this is from the ground up till there. Sorry, what's our clear space? Tab 710 3/4. Okay, good to know. And then what we have here is 7'4". So let's make it 710 by 7'4", just to give us a little breathing room in there. We'll pick the door, edit type, 7'4", height 710. Apply. Okay, so just about fills that up. And there you have it. Have to get rid of this guy. What I did. That's it. You can use this same technique for any kind of regular Revit door going into any kind of Revit curtain wall system. That's it.